Hello, and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is still consolidating below this $47,500 level. It's one of the key levels we mentioned yesterday. This is the daily chart. I showed you this Fibonacci target and resistance area yesterday, I think already a couple of days ago. Anyway, I remember yesterday in the first video, we talked about this $47,500 level. Really the main level for this B wave. So in case we get a B wave, okay, then this is going to be relevant. So we see a rejection or reaction there. That is not necessarily a problem. That doesn't mean the B wave has topped and we come back into the yellow support zone. No, it's too early for that. We first need to see if the micro support level breaks as well. At the moment, this could just be a consolidation, also still within white wave 3, which would be the more bullish scenario. Yeah, so it can definitely still push higher. We are watching the micro support level on the 1 hour time frame to understand if the trend breaks or not. As long as the trend is up on the smaller time frame, I'm also leaning bullish. I can give you the key level that I'm watching and the key level that will make me determine and suggest at least that a more substantial top has formed. If a more substantial top has formed, what are the options? I wanted to use this video to explain that a little bit. There are a few options. We could be dealing just with a very simple A, B, C structure. We have 3 waves in A. We have 3 waves in B. That's a perfect so-called flat structure. And now if we get C wave, it's 5 waves in the C wave, then we have a 3-3-5 structure. So yeah, that would be a flat structure. And then this would be a simple ABC. And we would probably re-enter the support region in yellow. That would allow everybody to re-enter or to enter who hasn't done it yet. I also can't tell you if that will happen. I would only focus on it if we have a break below micro support. But it would be the way forward still be unfolding here. Yeah, so that is option number 1. But only in case we break micro support. The other option is, and that is something that I mentioned a few times, but it's too early to focus on it. It's a triangle that we say this wave 4 is unfolding as a triangle. A wave, B wave, C wave, D wave, E wave, and it might even take to the halving. Okay, so that would be super boring. At least in the beginning, it would still be a bit volatile, which is what we see right now. But at the end or towards the end, it will get super boring. So this is also an option. It would not change our overall scenario, but it would just mean that the correction is unfolding as a triangle. So it would probably just delay the breakout in wave 5 higher. The most straightforward and fastest way for a breakout would be just to carry on forming here. So waves 1 and 2 are formed. Wave 4 finished here, circle wave 4. We're now in circle wave 5 and waves 1 and 2 are formed. Wave 3 is now unfolding, should minimally reach 49k, better a little bit higher. So ideally it gives us one more high in this third wave. Then a wave 4 and a wave 5. And then we have 5 waves up from the 23rd of January low. That would be confirmation for the next wave to the upside. And it all depends on if micro support levels are holding. Basically, there is a key level I'm watching on the smaller time frame. As soon as that breaks, we're either dealing with a C wave to the downside, most likely, as I showed you, or even a triangle. But for a triangle, it's a little bit too early. So we'll probably just track the ABC structure. Just make everybody aware it could also be a triangle. I did that before. Because wave 4s usually are triangles, or they can be triangles at least. And yeah, that's the situation on the daily time frame. But overall bullish, as long as we're holding overall on the daily time frame the 35k level. So this scenario here is not at risk as long as we're holding 35k. But it seems like we are currently pulling back. And that's sort of what I made you aware of in the last video, that we might get a bit of a slow weekend and that we might see a test of the micro support area. So let's go to the 1 hour chart. Here you can see that we have on the 1 hour time frame the wave 4 complete. That was the idea. And then, yeah, in the orange count, we're dealing with an A wave to the upside, a B wave down, and a C wave up. Even that C wave could get one more high, but there's no need in a corrective structure. We've reached that 100% extension level I just showed you on the daily time frame. So it might get rejected at any time. It can always be a WXY structure, which finishes a little early, which is why I'm tracking the support zone, which I already showed you in the last video. So it's between 44,460 and 46,776. If this is really a wave 4, it should ideally not break below 45,160. That would already be weakness, but definitely shouldn't break below 44,460. So below that level, I will assume that either this triangle is playing out that I showed you on the daily, or a B wave topped in orange, okay? So this is the support area I'm going to watch for the weekend. We often get wave 4 weekends, so it's not a surprise necessarily that we see a bit of a consolidation on the weekend. I made you aware already in the last video yesterday that it could be a slow weekend, and I think we just see that as the market is fighting for the 47k level. So it's really all about, I mean, just at the moment it's 47k, but the key level here to watch for today, and I think the weekend, is 44,460, which is the lower boundary line of this support zone. So even in the orange B wave scenario, we could get one more high. It could still easily fail in an ABC structure after that one more high. But first of all, let's see if we get one more high. And if not, you know, there's a key threshold here that distinguishes between a drop back into the yellow box or moving higher. And then we still have to see, okay, is this wave B or is it a third wave? Then we should get another 4-5 if it's the white wave count. And that's how we can step by step. That's the plan. We take it level by level at the support areas which are relevant for these scenarios. So it's actually a very, very simple analysis. I hope it's easy for everybody because there's a very, very clear threshold against which we can focus on higher on the 1 hour chart, which is the 460 level. And on the daily chart as well, it's the 35k level. So there are two main support levels at the moment. So if we break below 44,460 on the 1 hour time frame, the next support will be down here at around 42,250. This would be the next confirmation that this C wave to the downside is in fact unfolding. And if it is a triangle that should be unfolding, then we need to see it stay above the 23rd of January high at the same time. But that's not what I'm going to primarily track until we have some evidence for it. That's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.